Another one of my recent car purchases. This here is a 1988 Buick Reatta Coupe. It's a two-seater and it's powered by a 3.8 liter V6. This one I bought in February or March, and it sat at Lionel's house for a couple months until I finally came down there, fixed the brakes, and brought it back. It's black with a tan interior. And I'd have to say overall for its age, the paint's in pretty good shape. These cars were only made for 4 years, 1988 to 91. You don't really see these things at all. I have that center cap, just the clips are broken. These are actually the same rims that my LeSabre T-Type uses. This is a real fun car to drive. Handles really nicely, and it's actually real nice to back up because it's so small. It's got fog lights down there and Philip-up headlights. Now on the 88s to 89, when you open the door here, you get in and close it, you're greeted by what's called the light show. And it does this every time you open and close the door from the outside. And this car features the touchscreen CRT controls that 86 Riviera I had featured. It's actually the same interior for the most part. The seats are a little bit different and obviously much smaller. Let's take a look under the hood. At least in a little different spot than the other GMs. A little pitting on the hood ornament. And I just washed this one too, so feel some water dripping. 3.8 liter LN3 V6. Same one that's in my LeSabre T-Type. Moves the car pretty good. Supercharger would definitely be a real nice boost. A few people have actually put those in here. And out there's the electric brake system. It's not a conventional vacuum. It uses a pump and that accumulator there to build up and hold pressure constantly, so when you hit the pedal it just releases into the brake lines. It's a really unique system that when it works very well, but they can be problematic, especially if you don't take care of them. But it does the job. Start her up. And it just rolled over 94,000 miles. Clock right there. And I'll show you this thing in a few minutes. Start her up. Runs great. The only thing I did was put the Delta style ignition system on here, got rid of the magnet box, the one that fails constantly. That's actually up in 97 Park Avenue Supercharged. Yeah, pretty sure it's an aluminum hood, it doesn't seem to weigh much. Got an exhaust leak, it's kind of hard to talk over it. So I'll turn on the start the parking lights. Really unique looking light system on this car. You can see one of these cars like a mile away. And that one right there is a cornering light. Of course, the light bar. Counting, I think there's, let me see, like 12 or 13 lights in here. 13 lights in this thing. And yeah, it's awesome looking. I love it. It's the buck. My eye fell off. And pop-up headlights. This car uses regular old sealed beams, which I love. If something happens to them on the road, you replace the whole bulb, you got a brand new lens, and they will never yellow. Also has fog lights. So this year, there's a button right here, turns them on. Ignition has to be on for those. Embroidered floor mats, both of them here. Okay. There we go. Fog lights. This one has the 16-way seats. Of course, not all of it works, but the usual tilts and stuff. It also has this, which doesn't work. It's supposed to move this, the thigh part, in and out. Back here, these would normally have covers on them. They're just little storage compartments with locks. I actually pulled the carpet and power washed it and dyed it, so I didn't put them back in yet. Speakers with tweeters in the back. And something a lot of these cars in this era didn't have, a trunk pass-through. Makes this car quite usable. Wish all my cars had this. Shut these off. It's all push button in this thing. Which doesn't always work. There we go. Okay. Manual mirror with map lights. Vanity mirror with blinders. And it's too bright out for them to come on, but all this, these buttons here, around the CRT here, and these here for the mirror and windows, these are all not backlit with bulbs, they're backlit with EL backlight. It's like it's a thin, I'm not sure what it's really made out of, but when you apply current to it, it glows. It's like the stuff in watches with backlights. It's a really cool system. A little bit different. GM really went out of their way to make these cars like overly complicated with electronics, but in a good way. It's actually really, I love the electronics in this. That's what sold me on this car. Push button glove box, which of course is stuck. blinding light in there, quote unquote cup holders. And of course, the touchscreen controls. Way ahead of its time back then, so much so these cars sold very poorly because people were afraid of it. And funny thing is, it's gone backwards now. Most cars have this stuff. This is a summary screen, tells you the date, guess on the miles per gallon, which doesn't seem too accurate to me. Climate control, outside temperature, radio with graphic equalizer, adjust all this stuff. Okay, it's not working, not sure why. Oh, the radio's off, duh. YouTube doesn't like music, I'll just turn that down. Independently adjust all this stuff. Very cool system. Balance screen. And you got your presets here. You can see the CRT is a little bit wavy. Happens as these things age. I'm probably gonna fail soon, so I have to take care of that. Let's see what else we got. Gauges here. Tachometer, other gauges. This is all stuff that I showed in the Riviera video. And here's the one mod I did to it. The compass. These did not come standard in these. Optional in the Riviera. Or actually no, you couldn't even get it in this car if you wanted it. But little graphical compass. All it changes is the words. The car doesn't actually drive. Just too bad. It would have been pretty cool. Oh, that's compass south. No, we don't want to do that. Trip monitor. All this trip computer stuff, I haven't really messed with this stuff. Stats on your trip. And you can do all your diagnostics in here. There's also a mode you can get into where you can check every single sensor and everything on this car. You'll never need a handheld computer to scan this thing. And you just set all this stuff. It's very cool. My favorite feature about this car. 90 and 91 did not have this, but you could get a convertible those years, which is a real nice trade-off. I also wired into the radio a 1/8 inch jack for my iPod. The broken cassette and the tape deck to fold and the thing of cassettes in there. All in all, a very cool car. Pop the trunk. That's the wrong one. There we go. Electronic trunk. Electronic trunk at least. Battery has to be in to open this thing, and it's actually a pretty decent size. The size of the car. Rust wise, has almost no rust. This was a Jersey car. It's in pretty good shape. Needs a little paint here and there, but drives great. I had 4-wheel disc brakes. Put new calipers on the front and painted these red. And what was also optional in this car, which I don't have on this, is the I think it was called a moonroof on these. It manually just popped open. Well, that's the overly complicated Buick Reatta.